Port is an emergency shelter program managed by Link of Hampton Roads, a nonprofit organization that provides a safe harbor in the winter months to hundreds of homeless men, women, and children in the area.
Link began in 1990 with approximately 20 interfaith churches from downtown Newport News. At the time when Port started in 1991-92, we saw 15 people a night, and we felt like that was a really busy night. Now when guests come in, we've served up to 110 a night, and guests can receive now an intake, referrals for housing. We help place them into housing, we help them with furniture, we help them with employment, with clothing, with showers, with all of the things that we all take for granted.
I feel like I have a unique perspective on Port from being an individual that was homeless himself, living on the street for as long as 2 years. I can remember vividly one night where the temperature was dropping and the wind was blowing and it was getting really, really cold. I'll never forget it, really. I know it was 37 degrees that night, and I went to a Home Depot. They also have those sheds out in the parking lot. I was able to sneak into one of the sheds and have a little protection from the wind, had 4 walls around me and had a floor, and it got me up off the ground. The elements seem to be the worst of it when you're living on the street. And the winter months are just horrible. Knowing people firsthand that have lost toes or fingers because of the cold, and even the individuals that have lost their life. So being out there is extremely difficult, it's extremely dangerous, and that's what makes Port so valuable.
Before I came to Port, I looked for somewhere to stay for a year. I had everything that I had with me in my car. At the point where I had to come try to find somewhere else was when, there was just nothing else I could do. They put me up in a hotel, and the second day, the program director told me, in the middle of our conversation, she said, "Oh, you probably will have an apartment." This was a Monday. She said, "You'll probably have an apartment by Wednesday." And at that point, I almost fell out of the chair. I'm so fortunate that I made the decision to come to Port that night. Within 3 days, I had a home. And every night when I go to bed, I'm happy. When I wake up in the morning, you know how those first few seconds and you're wondering, where am I? And I open my eyes, oh my God, I have the biggest smile on my face.
Through Port, I basically changed my life. It's a blessing, really. It's a blessing to the community. I mean, having been there, having starved, having froze to death, I know what all these people are going through. And I'm the most popular guy because I drive the vans at night, so everyone's happy to see me, happy to have heat, And I remember being in that same situation, and it's a horrible place to be, really. I think what's helping people the most, the simplest things. Toiletries, cold days, just having a good coat or a blanket or whatever you need to get through a rough day.
I would describe Port as a wonderful program that is vital in our community, in all communities. I think that the guests deserve to have a warm shelter and warm food to come to in the evenings, and to get them off on a good day in the mornings.
During the harshest winter months, where are they going? Are we going to find more dead people? Are we going to find, just more people on the side of the street begging for more money? And of course, you feel sorry for them. Do you want to take them into your home?
I think it's all about the relationships that we form with our guests. I think that's why God put us here on earth, is to serve others and to help them. And that's the perfect example of what Port is.
I can't imagine our area without Port. I think when I began this job 25 years ago, I never imagined that port would evolve into such a needed commodity. Unfortunately, this year's numbers have shown that they're on the increase instead of the decrease.
For people who may not think that donating their time or donating their money is important, well, it is. And even if it's $1, and even if it's just an hour, you never know who you can help. So let me be the first to say to the community, those who give, thank you. Those who are thinking about it, please do it.
On May 5th, starting at noon, Link will join Give Local 757 for a 24-hour giving campaign. Your donation will go a long way to help impoverished and homeless men, women, and children in Hampton Roads.